When I called author and historian and Applebaum to talk about the wars currently raging, she took the long view and offered this stark assessment.
当我打电话给作家兼历史学家安妮·阿普尔鲍姆谈论目前正在激烈进行的战争时，他取用长远的观点，提出了这一严厉的评估。
I think we've reached the end of a particular period in history when it was even possible to talk about some kind of universal values or rules, said Applebaum.
阿普尔鲍姆说：“我认为我们已经到达了历史上某个特定时期的终结，甚至可以谈论某种普遍的价值观或规则。”
I've seen this lack of restraints when reporting on Russia's invasion in Ukraine.
我在报道俄罗斯入侵乌克兰时，已经看到了这种缺乏克制的情况。
The evidence is the deserted Ukrainian towns and villages, the scorched homes, the abducted children, and mass graves in communities across the country.
证据就是乌克兰荒废的城镇和村庄、烧焦的房屋、被绑架的儿童以及全国各地社区的乱葬岗。
Applebaum, who writes for The Atlantic, sees Russia's actions as part of a broader move by autocratic leaders and extremist groups that reject many of the norms established by Western nations in the aftermath of World War II, such as the Geneva Conventions.
大西洋月刊撰稿的阿普尔鲍姆认为，俄罗斯的行动是专制领导人和极端主义团体更广泛行动的一部分。这些团体拒绝西方国家在二战后制定的许多规范，例如日内瓦公约。
The Russian tactics have been to hit civilians, hit sites of industrial production, hit the electricity grid, hit hospitals, she said. The war in Ukraine is really an attack on those laws, on that system itself.
俄罗斯的策略是袭击平民、工业生产场所、电网、医院，他说。乌克兰战争实际上是对这些法律和制度本身的攻击。
In covering the Russia-Ukraine war and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, several recurring themes keep jumping out. Both wars stretch back generations. What we're witnessing is just the latest eruption. Modern weaponry makes them deadlier, and accumulated hatreds make them harder than ever to resolve.
这两场战争都可以追溯到几个世代之前。我们所目睹的只是最近一次的爆发。现代武器使它们更加致命，而累积的仇恨使它们比以往更难解决。
At an Israeli military center, I saw a 45-minute video with gruesome scenes of Hamas militants rampaging through southern Israel.
在以色列的一个军事中心，我看到了一段45分钟的视频。其中有哈马斯武装分子在以色列南部横行的可怕场景。
Much of the footage is from Hamas militants wearing body cameras, filming themselves as they slaughtered Israeli civilians.
大部分镜头是来自哈马斯武装分子，他们带着随身摄影机，在屠杀以色列平民时拍摄自己。
In its response, Israel's military says its operation in Gaza targets Hamas, not Palestinian civilians. Yet this is the fourth Israeli conflict I've covered.
以色列军方说明，在加萨的行动目标是哈马斯，而不是巴勒斯坦平民。然而，这是我报道的第4次以色列冲突。
Israel has never unleashed such a massive bombing campaign in such a densely packed civilian area as it's doing daily in Gaza, with predictable results, the deaths of thousands of women and children.
以色列从未在加萨这样人口稠密的贫民区每天发动如此大规模的轰炸，结果是可以预见的，造成数千名妇女和儿童死亡。
Ian Bremmer, a global affairs analyst and president of the Eurasia Group, sees two wars that will be very hard to solve.
全球事务分析师兼欧亚集团总裁伊恩·布雷默认为，两场战争将难以解决。
The Ukrainians believe that a genocide has been committed against them, and the Russians don't think that Ukraine has a right to exist, said Bremmer.
布雷默说，乌克兰人认为他们遭受了种族灭绝，而俄罗斯人则认为乌克兰没有生存的权利。
Historically, Israel-Palestine has been the most challenging geopolitical issue out there. And I don't think it's getting any easier with this war.
从历史上看，以色列、巴勒斯坦一直是最具挑战性的地缘政治问题。我认为这场战争并没有让事情变得更容易。
In some ways, the Israelis and Palestinians seem to be moving further from a solution.
在某些方面，以色列人和巴勒斯坦人似乎离解决方案越来越远。